Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So, is the real reason why the modern tennis rackets in the last 5 years are getting softer and softer and softer? Is there some strategy behind it from the tennis racket manufacturing companies? Or is it because of the development of the material and of the technology is now on a different level, so the rackets don't need to be that stiff to have the same amount of power? I would say it's the both. It's a mixed bag of both reasons. And the reason can be, I'm not saying it is, but it can be, and we can see it among, other products, not only tennis products, that the quality of the new products we can buy is not getting actually better. It's actually getting worse in terms of how long are you going to use that product? If it is tennis balls, strings, tennis rackets, tennis shoes, tennis shirts, everything is like more performance oriented for the shorter period of time, but the build quality and the durability is getting lower, is getting worse, so you have to buy the product more often. You have to change it more often for a new product. And it wasn't the case, I would say, like 6, 7, 8 years ago. And I'm not even talking about the decades like 10 years, 15 years ago. I know players who played 10, 12, 15 years with one tennis racket, and now I believe it's just not possible. So I have here the question under my video. Wake up soft doesn't mean good, stiff doesn't mean bad. It was a quite interesting video and an eye-opening video for many people. So there is a question from 2021. Actually, his name is 202143. So I thank him for this question. So very good video. A lot of recreational players see a higher RA rating or hear that a racket is stiffer and avoid it. Do you think that generally most models have become softer, flexier over time? For example, head speed RA seems to be lower than previous models. So yes. And my answer to his question, I will just read it and then I will elaborate on it further. So, thank you. Based on my observation, in the last 5 years, most models became softer, even the ones that were always stiff like Babolat rackets. This goes probably hand in hand in development of softer strings as well. But I'm a little bit skeptical about this trend. Softer frames should give you better sensation right from your first hits, but it can be misleading in the long-term play. Stiffer frames in general perform better, and also they get old later because the RA gets lower after some time, and actually those stiffer rackets can last you longer. And that's what obviously tennis racket companies don't want. They want you to buy a new model every 2 years. So here we are at the core of the problem, or I don't want to call it like a problem. It's some kind of natural evolution that now we are seeing more rackets getting soft, and even the ones that were really super powerful, stiff, and people use them. There was no problem with them. So pure arrows, pure drives from Babolat, E-zones, those rackets 69, 70, 71, 72 RA, and people were using them for many, many years. The history is just an obvious, a proof of that. And if you played with a pure drive like I did for most of my, like the most, energized time of my career, when I was 18 and up to 30, 32, 33, I played with pure drives with like 4 generations, and I had no problem with this racket. And I used whatever strings. I used RPM Blast. I used the Hurricane, the Babolat Hurricane Tour, a cheap string, quite uncomfortable, I would say, but no problem at all with it. And there were so many people who used the pure drives around. It was just at the time of my, let's say, peak performance, like 10, 15 years ago, those pure drives were like everywhere. So everyone wanted to play with a pure drive. And the people just stick with the racket and played with it many, many years. And now the trend is like everything is getting softer. The frames are getting softer. From 72, they're dropping to like 66, 67. That's a huge drop. And of course, after some time, when you were using the racket really regularly on a high level, let's say higher level, several hours a week, like 8, 10, 12 hours a week as some pro or club level player on a high level. So the racket's RA and the overall kind of flexibility and the structural, like the structure of the racket, of course, is internally is getting worse and worse and worse. But thanks to the stiffer overall build, you don't kind of feel that too much. If a racket drops from 72 RA to 68 after like 2-3 years, then it's just plenty of, stiffness is still there. But when you buy a new racket today, like some, blades and these types of rackets that are really now soft, it's around 63 and it drops to 59. It's a very big difference. And I also suspect that this is the reason why the rackets are getting softer and softer, because, you will feel that after two years of hitting with the racket, like maybe the power isn't there, the sensation isn't there as it was in the beginning, and we want to just switch the racket sooner to try the new version. Oh, maybe it is better now. It's even better. So, and we can see it with other things, like I was mentioning the strings, the soft versions of the strings, that in general will cost you more because the break-in of the softer strings is faster. So they just don't provide you as long performance as some stiffer string. Of course, the comfort is immediate. Everything is like immediate. The day you string the racket, it's perfect. But after 2, 3, 4 hours of hitting with the softer version of the polyester, you can cut it out. But it's not the case with the stiff polyester. It actually gets better, the stiffer polyester, after 2-3 hours of hitting. It's in the sweet spot, it's in the zone. But now everything is meant to be in the zone right from the start. But right from the start, it gets worse. It gets only worse. And it increases the consumption. You will buy those things more frequently. So isn't it what the companies actually want? More profit, more sales, and just, milk you more and more. Are we really in the best interest of the companies as consumers. I think it goes really in hand. Like they want, of course, please us with the new products, like right from the start. It must, it must be good right the moment you play with the particular tennis gear you use it. But you will see the defects of the new products sooner than later. So this is something I'm worried about. I always thought that the world should and everything should work in a way that the longevity and the high quality should be maintained for as long time as possible. But in the last couple of years, it is obvious that it's the exact opposite. And that kind of bothers me. And that's why, for example, I bought 4 pairs of the Wilson Rush Pro 4.0 tennis shoes just to have them, just to stockpile them to be ready for the next years and not to wait for another great shoe to come out, because I'm happy with those shoes and there is like nothing it can get better. So yeah, just if you are very happy with some product, this is just my advice. Stick to it. Don't switch too much rackets, too much strings. Just find the one and just buy more of it just to have it, and don't really think about, oh, what if in 2 years there is this model that is like 10 times better. Probably it won't be 10 times better. It will be better in the first minutes of the hitting, because you are not warmed up. You are not really in the game, and still it gives you like sensation like, yeah, I'm hitting everything. But it happened to me many times, like the first impressions are actually the worst impressions. They don't really, you can't trust them, because over time you will find the flaws and mistakes more and more with the new product. And that's also why like most of the reviews you can see on the internet is just based on a very short period of testing that doesn't really give you enough clue and enough information to really trust that type of review. And I'm not saying I'm doing these types of reviews that you can fully and always trust. I'm trying my best actually to test a racket during weeks of play, hours of play, different situations, and not just one player, but different type of players, even different courts, different balls, and so on. Everything then comes all together, and I can rate it based on the different circumstances and not just 1-2 hitting sessions on the same surface with the same person and just like 1-2 hours of hitting. It can really be misleading, and you should not trust someone who is just doing this type of like, give me the racket, 30 minutes of hitting, and then I will give you the review. It's not a review. It's a first impression. That's it. It's not a long-term review that can exploit really the negatives and can really tell you, oh, it's good, but you should avoid it if, and there are the points like if blah 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 blah. Now it's like most of the reviews is just a direct recommendation and not really the feedback you can fully trust. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this issue? Is the quality of the overall tennis gear getting it's getting better in the immediate comfort, immediate sensation, the materials, of course, super premium and blah blah blah, but the overall build quality in terms of the longevity and durability, and that you can use that thing for months and maybe years and years is really not there, in my opinion. So guys, thank you very much for your comments, for your support. If you want to become my member, it's just $1.99 per month, and you will receive all of the bigger videos, and some of the videos I will just choose for my supporters, for my members, 1 week prior to the public release, and you will help me to stay motivated and to get some more value from the videos. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the maneuverability. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!